Thank you, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second webinar in our social and emotional series. We see some people joining, so we're just going to give it a few moments here and let everybody join. All right, guys, we'll just give this another minute here. We are going to do a quick poll to see if anyone's participated in the Great Kindness Challenge before, how your students are learning, and kind of what grade level is your school. So if everyone could just answer those questions here. You see that number still climbing, so we'll give it another minute here, participants, then we'll get started. Looks like we've got some people who have not participated yet, so that will be interesting to share all this with you today. Our numbers are starting to level off a little bit here. All right, we can go ahead and get started. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the second webinar in our Social and Emotional Learning Speaker Series. My name is Krista Goddard here with McGraw-Hill, and I will be your moderator today. We're so excited to be hosting this series with our friends at the Great Kindness Challenge every Wednesday during the month of October. With us today, we have Jill, who is the Kids for Peace co-founder and executive director, and special guest Michelle, who is an educator and conflict resolution specialist. We do have a few housekeeping items before I turn it over. Please use that Q&A box to drop in any questions you may have, as we'll be answering those throughout the presentation. We will also have a resource page set up on our events page. So in case you missed anything or want to learn more, feel free to go to that events page and we can get all those resources up for you. And with that, I will turn it over to Michelle and Jill.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Krista. Hello, everyone. First, we're so excited to do this with McGraw-Hill again. You're such an amazing partner in promoting what is good and right for our students and helping them to be able to be their best selves. And so thank you for really valuing the whole child. We're very excited about that. And today we are going to, let's see, Asha, I don't see the slides going. Are you going to do them? Wonderful. With this webinar today, what we want to do is we want to share about the Great Kindness Challenge. We see that most of you have not done the Great Kindness Challenge before. So we want you to learn about what it is and how you can implement it at your school. And we want you to walk away with an uplifting plan so you feel that it's something that's very doable for you. We know there's a lot going on with education right now, adjusting to the pandemic. And so we don't want to do anything to overwhelm, but just to uplift and add that whole breath of and that dose of happy that we all need so much. The agenda today, we're going to tell you about the why of kindness. Why is it important to focus on kindness? We'll tell you about the Great Kindness Challenge, an overview. how you can go simple with it or go really big. We have Michelle here to show how their school has done it really big. And so you'll see real life examples of the Great Kindness Challenge in action. We'll give you some 1-week plans, answer all of your questions, and hopefully you're going to feel full and inspired, and we will go on our way. So kindness, gosh, it really has been a tricky last year, and talking to all of my educator friends, it's really tough, again, going into the adjustment of being back in school after being virtual for almost, for most learners. And Leo Pascalia said that too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around. And we know that kindness has that power, and we need it now more than ever. So why kindness? Well, there's a lot of research that's gone on now, and it shows that kindness and compassion actually make us happier. There's a lot of studies behind that. Kindness, compassion improve our relationships. Compassion makes us more resilient, and man, do we need more resiliency during the pandemic. And kindness and compassion are good for our health. They're actual benefits physically for our bodies, reducing stress and more. And then kindness and compassion benefit education. There's so much research now that really show how it enhances the learning and the learning environment. So kindness and compassion benefit education. And the preschoolers and elementary schoolers are prompted to perform acts of kindness. They show increased well-being and social competence. There's pro-social, the kind and helpful peer interactions increase middle schoolers' positive emotions and life satisfaction. Pro-social behavior in elementary school predicts higher academic achievement in middle school. High quality service learning programs put our compassion to action by combining classroom learning with real world community service. They have been shown to improve academic performance, student attitudes and behavior, and school climate. And when high schoolers see their school as a kind place, they are more interested and motivated to learn. So all of these together, focusing on kindness, really enhances our education. So why kindness in schools? Kindness, so students learn best when they're in environments in which they feel safe, supported, challenged, and accepted. Students are more likely to engage in the curriculum, achieve academically, and develop positive relationships. Students are less likely to exhibit problem behaviors, teacher turnover is lower, and teacher satisfaction is higher. All really big reasons for us to really emphasize kindness within the school. The Great Kindness Challenge specifically is a global, proactive, positive, and empowering kindness initiative. It is pre-K through high school, so whatever level you are, and I see we have educators from all different levels. It is for you. We have adaptations across the span of education. It's free. It's easy to implement. We like free and we like easy. We know that there's so much going on that the easier we can make it, the better for everyone. And it complements all SEL and character education programs. So if you already have an established program at your school, this is just something that you can add to it. If you don't have an SEL or character education program, this can be it, and really will enhance the whole environment at your school. And it also focuses on compassion, gratitude, connection, positivity, empathy, self-care, and joy. I know we need more joy right now, so the Great Kindness Challenge brings that. The history, last year was our 10th anniversary, so we're on our 11th year now of the Great Kindness Challenge. It actually just started with 3 schools, my children's school. I'm a parent first. I'm a former educator. I was most recently teaching first grade. I'm also a character education specialist, and I was a big volunteer at my kids' school. And we started with 3 schools, my children's school in Carlsbad, California, and 2 neighboring schools. And from there, the word spread, and it just kept growing from educator to educator, sharing about this amazing program. And this last year, we had over 33,000 schools participating in 115 countries. Nearly 17 million students are part of it. And this is just testament to the program works. Educators don't share something that doesn't work at their school. And so we're very proud of this history and of this growth. And we know this would not be possible without educators who are the ones actually out there implementing it. Our impact last year, we actually were a little surprised. We thought during the pandemic that maybe numbers would go down, but they actually grew bigger than ever. So we had nearly 17 million with 16,800,000 students participating, 33,386 schools participated. Altogether, nearly getting close to 1 billion acts of kindness collectively that were accomplished. And we had 115 countries, as I mentioned earlier. So this is truly a global program that we've got going, which that part's it's really fun for students to know that it's not just them, the students themselves, their school, they're really part of this whole collective movement, which is exciting. And it makes it the happiest week of the year. Sometimes we wonder, is it okay that we're emphasizing joy and happiness so much when there really is a difficult time for so many people? And then we realize we have to keep focusing on that the positivity. We have to do it for ourselves and for our students. We need to give that hope, and that is what the Great Kindness Challenge brings. So there's 2 ways to do or actually 3 ways to do the Great Kindness Challenge. This last year, we adapted it. We made a whole virtual program, a virtual Great Kindness Challenge once so many students were learning at home. And then so right now we have 2 programs. We have the Great Kindness Challenge in person that you can do. We're hoping that most students will be back and remain in school when it comes along in January. But we also, for those schools that are virtual, we have a full virtual classroom edition that you have. The virtual classroom edition is really made for grades 2 through 8, though, the lessons that we have. It is a 50 lesson kindness program. And so that's something that can expand beyond the 1 week Great Kindness Challenge celebration. And it all focuses on the kindness checklist and kindness lessons. And then the in-person is a 1 week celebration, and that does take place the last week of January. We do that there so you can come back from the new year, come back from winter break and start the new year with this big dose of kindness. That's our official week. School, sometimes that does not align with your calendars, and you can do it whenever is best for your school. We totally trust all schools to do that. So the Great Kindness Challenge virtual classroom edition, it is a 50 lesson kindness program. And each of the lessons, what we've done is the whole Great Kindness Challenge is based on a checklist. It's based on a checklist, for most grades, of 50 acts of kindness. And then we challenge the students to complete all 50 acts of kindness. So for the virtual classroom edition, which some schools are actually adapting it to the in-person, also they can take the lessons and do them just the lessons within their classrooms. But it takes each act of kindness from the checklist, and then it breaks it up for them. And we create a lesson around every act of kindness. And the students have a checklist that helps them to track their progress. And it's focusing on the key concepts of caring, respect, gratitude, and inclusiveness. For the virtual classroom edition, we have broken it up and so that every student gets a student flyer, a kindness lesson. And so this is what you're seeing here as an example of one of them, smile at 25 people. So that's the smile. We lead everything with smiles because the smile is the greatest way to open up the acts of kindness. Everybody can smile. So we get inspired with an inspirational quote, an interesting fact. We do a movement, getting kids up, and we call it Shake It Up. So we know how important it is to move our bodies. Then talking it out, we have questions that are to get kids thinking and talking amongst each other, and then doing it. So there's always the act of kindness that they go out and do it. Each of our lessons also, it's kind of fun, as we really love to tap into the talent of our youth. And so every lesson is designed, there's a picture illustration by kids from around the world, which is a fun little addition to these. Each of the virtual classroom editions, we also have the teacher guides that we provide to just give you some background about how to implement the lesson. And it also lists out the SEL, the social emotional learning competencies that are being addressed within that. It lets you know what materials are required and the time frame of the lesson. We also have a toolkit for that, which just gives other ideas of how to implement it and how to make it even more meaningful for everybody. So there's a toolkit for the virtual lessons. And then we have the in-person Great Kindness Challenge. So this is what the whole thing was founded on this. And as I mentioned, it's all based on a checklist. So for grades 2 through 12, through high school, we have the 50 Acts of Kindness checklist. And then we have a junior edition for pre-K through grade, for kinder or first, depends on the levels of your students. The junior edition is fun because it's all illustrated for the kids. And these checklists, we have them all created this way, but they're also adaptable and customizable. So there's ways that if you want to, put in the name of your custodian, you can put the name in there, put the name of your principal, or if you have other ideas of something that's very specific to your school, this checklist is something that you can make your own. And then we have a toolkit that has every idea and more than you can imagine of really how to enhance and complement the week. And there's so many amazing ideas that we take from all the educators. So with the Great Kindness Challenge, you can keep it really simple, or you can go big. Keeping it simple is just basically taking that checklist of 50 acts of kindness or the junior edition 12 acts of kindness, making copies of it, distributing to the students, and say, go be kind and encourage them as you will. That's it. I mean, that's all you have to do the Great Kindness Challenge. There's so much value in just having every student practicing kindness. And as they do kind act after kind act, they are making kindness a habit. So many schools just start with that, keeping it super simple, and we honor that completely. Other schools like to go big, and if you go big, there are kickoff activities you can do. There's community engagement, there are spirit days, or school-wide service projects. There's so much that you can do to really enhance this week. Whatever you do, we trust that you know what your level of what you can accomplish right now, what you can do, what your students are capable of right now. So again, we completely trust you to do whatever is best for your school. We have an opportunity to hear from one of the schools that have done it so beautifully. We love to hear and see what Michelle's school in Staten Island, New York has done. And I'm going to pass it over so you can see what the Great Kindness Challenge can look like in person. Michelle, thank you so much, and please take it away.
Thank you so much, Jill. And I'm so excited to be here today. We do go big each year. We have been doing this for a few years now, for 4 years. Just a little bit of background. I've been a New York City educator for 21 years. And I run the conflict resolution program here at PS 56 on Staten Island. Part of our program encompasses working with the Anti-Defamation League. We are a no place for hate school. We are for 2 years now. We are going for our 3rd year this year. I'm also trained in restorative practices and life space crisis intervention. With all of this that we have going on in our school, we're fortunate that the Great Kindness Challenge organization has this program because it helps us to sustain our ideology throughout the school year. By the time the Great Kindness Challenge week rolls around, in our conflict resolution program, we've already discussed community building, bullying, kindness, peace, point of view, friendship, and inspirational quotes. And just a little bit about our school, there are some of our pre-Kers there that you see. We have about 80 to 90% participation for our initiatives in our school. Our students are highly motivated. They enjoy all of these fun activities, and our parents are also very involved in our schools and their studies. To begin in our school, we have a couple of teams. We have a peer mediator team and a kids action team, and we kind of have our students plan, facilitate, promote, and reflect on the initiative each year. The activities for the week are formalized, and we begin by informing our staff and our school community about our event. This event, as I said earlier, it also helps us to satisfy activities that we are required to do each year. In order to retain your No Place for Hate school status, you have to complete 4 school-wide activities. So this week also helps us to do that. We begin also by making posters to display around the building, and we just try to create a real buzz around the event that's upcoming. We then begin to prepare. So our preparation includes letters to the staff and families and teachers regarding the events that we will be taking place. And today I'm going to show you some events. We do not do all of these events in one year. Just understand we have been doing this for a few years. So I'm just kind of giving you an overview of some of the events we've had. Our teachers are given the lessons from the Kindness Kit, and they are directed to the Great Kindness Challenge website for further information and ideas. We then speak to our administration, we plan our assembly periods, and we book our pep rally on our school calendar. We then begin promotion of our event. So we have a few different ways at our school that we communicate with parents in our community. We have a Facebook page, we have a telephone blast system, and obviously due to all of the things happening with COVID, each teacher has a Google Classroom page. So as a result, we have many different ways to communicate with parents and to keep them in the loop of what's happening. In addition, what's really great is that the Great Kindness Challenge has virtual copies of everything as well. So that was a great plus for us during COVID and remote instruction. So to keep the momentum going, as the week progresses, each morning we make daily announcements regarding the Great Kindness Challenge. We give the children like a thought for the day, and we also give them an idea of a way that they can be kind for that day. During lunch, we have kids floating through the lunchroom, again, pushing kindness. Sometimes they'll give out stickers, and everything that we do for the entire week is the focus of the Great Kindness Challenge. Due to COVID, we had some hiccups last year. I have some great ideas that I'm kind of holding on the side, like I want to hug our school or create some kind of human chain around our building. But unfortunately, due to COVID, we haven't been able to do some of those activities yet. Luckily, since the checklists are virtual, we were able to run the program last year, and we had pretty much 100% participation from our students. Students that came into school participated in in-person activities, and those that could not be with us, they shared their work virtually through Google Classroom or through Facebook. Here are some students, and we just kick off the week in style. We have staff greeting students at the gate in the schoolyard. As you could see, our kids just get so involved in it, and we just keep it going all week long. Here are some slides about the checklist, which really are the key for us. I love how there's a junior edition. I love how they're in Spanish and English. And what we have here is we have just some children bring in flowers. Those are our secretaries there. All completed checklists at the ends of the week are collected. We actually have a drawing. Our PTA gets involved as well. They donate prizes. We pick about 30 students at the ends of the week that have completed the entire checklist. We put all of their checklists into a bag, and we pick 30 winners. We give away things like headphones or animal keychains. Was another year. Here's another, just a student. Again, they make posters. There's our principal there. They write letters. I mean, it just goes on in our building. One year we decided to try a compliment booth. This was really a great hit. We do a lot of work around put-ups, and we discuss with children put-ups and put-downs. So what we did was we had our peer mediators and our kids action team members volunteer during the lunchroom periods. They went to every single student in the building. They gave each child a Post-it and had them write a compliment regarding another student. If kids were little and they were not writers yet, or we had to differentiate the Post-its, which we did, you can see there, we had our volunteers help the students draw a picture or express themselves in another way rather than using their words. This was a great way for us to demonstrate kindness and promote respect. And that board was also displayed in our main lobby. This is a slide just to demonstrate to you, our administration is so committed to the cause that one morning during the Great Kindness Challenge week, they will provide coffee and goodies for the staff. Our parent coordinator is a baker. She will bake an entire table of cookies and cakes and set it up for us. And we have some members of our school community that hear about the Great Kindness Challenge. We have parents that own restaurants. So we'll come to work one day and there'll be pizza, boxes of pizza, or we'll hear over the speaker that an organization has catered lunch for us and it's in the teacher's room. And really all of this just basically sets the tone for the day. I mean, staff members are happy. When the staff is happy and grateful, you just pass it on to the kids. This is a picture of one of our assemblies. So somewhere embedded during the week is an assembly where the students, sometimes from our theater arts program, will put on a mini presentation regarding respect. This particular year, we used our peer mediators. We have students who entered the poster contest. You can see the posters there on chairs. And any child that enters our poster contest gets a certificate at the end of the week. Here's another poster that just demonstrates some of the work. And there's another one. One year we decided to do a crazy kindness hat day. It was really a lot of fun. Kids came in with the craziest hats. They absolutely loved this. Some hats were store-bought, but most of the hats were handmade and creative. All day we just went around taking pictures of all of the different hats. It was really excited. And you can see also on the right there, a lot of our staff members, that's kindergarten. The staff members will get together collaboratively. They'll create some type of a theme, and then each staff member will wear a shirt. In addition to the work we do, and this is why we really love the Great Kindness Challenge, because we have, it's so sustainable in our school and it brings the focus back to kindness and empathy. We have peer mediators who train from October to January how to mediate conflicts, and they begin mediating those conflicts around February. And in addition, we have a kids action team, and these are the pictures you see here. Each year, our kids action team picks a community service that they want to focus on to make a difference in their surrounding community. The first year we worked on environment and recycling. We reused old tires, we turned them into planters, we did a pond cleanup. And these pictures are from last year. We focused on animal welfare. I mean, and this was through COVID and all that we were dealing with in school, out of school. We collected over 80 toys for dogs and cats at a nearby shelter. And these pictures were animals that were fostered. So we wrote letters to the dog and cat fosters, thanking them for their work. And the Great Kindness Challenge really helps us to, and others, to see our commitment to making the world a better place. What we teach our children is that compassion and empathy, it's not just about getting your needs met. It's about looking around and to try to make a difference in the life of someone or something less fortunate than yourself. And what we really need in the world are more people to care about others just as much as they care about themselves. That really would be a great place to live. Here is another one of our events. This was a movie night to support Michael's Cause, which is an organization that donates 100% of its proceeds for research for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a disease right now that is there is no cure for. The gentleman there is the father of a 15-year-old boy who has Duchenne. And this was another event that we did. We also have a Path of Kindness that we did in our schoolyard. This was a movie night that we did. Here's some more kindness in the classroom. Each teacher and the staff, the kids, I mean, you can see almost every student here participates in whatever incentive we have. This is an example of some of our social media exposure. We have parents, I mean, they begin at 6:30 in the morning and they just go crazy all day long. And what we do is we try to get in touch with them during the day by posting something that's going on in the building, and then they'll respond, and it just goes on and on. This is my favorite event of the week. Every week for the Great Kindness Challenge, we have, because it's in January, we have an indoor pep rally. Each child in the entire building makes a poster or a sign. They could either make it in school or they can make it at home. And at the end of the day, every student in the entire building lines up outside of their classroom holding up their sign. We pick 2 students from each class. our student council, our kids action team, and our peer mediators, and we form a parade. The parade wraps through the entire building as music plays on the loudspeaker, and the kids chant PS 56, the Great Kindness Challenge. And as the parade loops through the entire building, the kids cheer all the kids on. And here is a picture. We have a school mascot. That is my tortoise. He is a 20-year-old Mediterranean tortoise. The poor thing has to come in every week. He takes up the tail end of our parade. And there you can just see how every single student is involved. And so many kids go home, and not only do they make the little posters you see them holding in their hands on the right, but kids go home and make these tremendous posters just so they can really take part. So it's a great, great event. So how does this all tie in? Well, it ties into our social emotional learning curriculum. The Great Kindness Challenge works in conjunction with our monthly initiatives. All of this correlates to our work with the Anti-Defamation League as a No Place for Hate school. And we have sustainability each year with all of these programs because of the toolkits and the resources. And what we love is that we get to combine home, community, and school, and we connect them all together. This is a picture of our lobby. I mean, this is just to demonstrate. These posters hang up all year long. That we have a 2-story entry, and our lobby is just filled with things that promote this amazing week at our school. I mean, our cafeteria workers and custodians who no one pays attention to all year long, for the first time during the week, they're thanked for their goodness, for their good work. They have letters pasted outside of their, down by the kitchen. It's really great. We have such an outpouring of love and emotion. 2 years ago, we tried to keep this going. We had a suggestion box in the main office where if you could think of some other kinds of activities that we could do throughout the year, to please put your suggestion in. And we did get some great suggestions that we implemented. And just our number of incidents of students, in school where children are not doing the right thing is just extremely low. And we really attribute it to all that we do in our building. We see such an outpouring of kindness towards others, and especially our special needs students. Research has really shown that excitement builds excitement. And if we continue to demonstrate to our students, the future leaders of tomorrow, the importance of being kind and respecting others, our students will take our lead. We really want to thank this organization for providing us with the resources to take part in this initiative each year. We love how we get to share our work on social media. We're so happy to be a part of the Great Kindness Challenge. And here are some final tips that we really use each year. We do provide the checklists and instructions in both English and Spanish. We do provide the checklist on Google Classroom and on virtual platforms. We will put them on Facebook as well as make copies and give them out in school. We give our teachers copies of some of the lessons that they can do, and we provide them with access to the website so that they can take a look further at some of the resources. We broadcast on different platforms, like I said, Facebook, Google Classroom. And we really try to get our students, there's a very big push this year in New York, especially to have students as leaders, to have them plan, facilitate, and organize, and then to reflect on the event, what worked, what didn't work, so that they can think about what they would like to do next year. We've already formed our teams this year, and we've already begun talking about what we're going to do and what our focus is. And always remember, excitement is contagious. It's your best tool for success. And I'm sorry, I just want to say one more thing. I had a meeting with my peer mediators the other day, and I had a student who said to me, Miss Lo Magno, I remember 3 years ago, the first pep rally that we did at PS 56. And I said to him, Michael, I'd like you to tell me what you had for dinner last Saturday night. And he could not tell me what he had for dinner last Saturday night, but he could tell me the pep rally from start to finish that we had here in this building 3 years ago. And I think that just sort of solidifies how important this work is and how memorable it is to our students. And if we really continue this work, I think our children will continue this work once they leave our building. So thank you again for having me, and I look forward to the Great Kindness Challenge this week in January. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Michelle. That was amazing, Michelle. And so the excitement is contagious. The enthusiasm is contagious, and I feel myself getting more excited about the upcoming Great Kindness Challenge, and I'm very thankful to you for that. So thank you very much, Michelle. We're going to now give you all the kindness in action for pre-K, middle school, and high school, so you can see what that can look like. So in the pre-K, there are lots of different ways to really add to the week. There's spirit days that are so cute, ways that they can just get dressed up and get that enthusiasm going for kindness. There are kindness stations that we encourage. The kindness stations are just an area that kids can go to get the supplies they need to complete all of the acts of kindness. There's student certificates, there's cross-age kindness and school-wide photos. The student certificates, this picture here is, we have a certificate that every student can get, that they'll be counted as a kindness certified student. So it's really fun to show how much that they are, that we value their contributions for kindness. Cross-age kindness is a really wonderful thing. It's great to have the younger students work with the older students, or the older students work with the younger students. It's a really fun way to bring them together. It's a very natural way to bring them together, and then it really enhances the learning on both parts. For the younger students, it helps them to know how important kindness is, and for the older students, it gives them a really elevated purpose that's there. And then there's a school-wide photo. I don't know if you can tell there, but that's a big heart on that picture. So pre-COVID, kind of one of our go-tos is there was a heart photos that were made. But we get all the students out together. Other schools have really taken off with that and made beautiful big rainbows and big suns and big peace signs. So it's just another fun way to show that how we can come together and really make good things happen. For the middle and high school, some of the tips that we have to keep kindness going. The first tip is with the checklist. And so I know that sometimes we wonder, how can we get all the students involved? Well, we found that the schools that distribute, if they have homeroom, just distributing the checklist there, or English. Almost every high schooler has to take English. So we found that English is a good time to distribute the checklist. We love showing the community that we are participating in kindness and focusing on the kindness. We really encourage putting it on the marquee, your message out, showing that you value kindness. Decorating your school, there's so much you can do to really make it beautiful, from posters on the walls, kind of a graffiti wall with quotes. There can be chalk decorating, more posters. There's just so many fun ways that you can really make the school this dynamic place. Door decorating, we've seen so many amazing doors from the students, and a lot of schools will do a contest, a door decorating contest, or just participating all together. And we also have we have students doing compliments over there. You can write compliments for others and share that. Here, there's students are making a big kindness chain. We're going to talk a little bit more about our kindness chain this year. In high school, the kindness station, where you can get supplies to complete your acts of kindness. Rock decorating has been a fun way, just having messages that you can share to spread anonymously around, or letting people know and giving them a kindness rock there. Kindness matters signs, lots of kindness matters signs. That's one of the acts of kindness on the checklist, is to make and display a kindness matters sign. More posters, lots of joy, lots of opportunities to share that and greet their classmates. Photo booths is a really fun opportunity to let those smiles shine, so we can frame up the kindness. And there's so many clever ways that schools have done the photo booths. All these ideas are in the toolkit. Here's another school-wide formation, bringing everybody together and showing, having that nice visual that you can share. The cross-age kindness, again, for the middle and high schoolers, working with the younger students. Community kindness. There's so many community service projects you can do during the Great Kindness Challenge. One of the acts of kindness on the checklist is to create your own act of kindness. So we really encourage students to get creative, and there's so many ideas in our toolkit of how to do that. Spirit days. It's fun to get dressed up and just add that just that little element of delight to the week. So here's dreaming of kindness in the pajamas. There's powered up for kindness, dressing as a superhero. And there is team kindness, wearing their sports attire. Kindness ties us together, wearing neckties, wearing red, so that kindness comes from the heart. There's hats off to kindness, where students make hats or decorate their own hats. There's peace, love, and kindness, and dressing up as hippies. Just so many ways we can have fun with it. Student certificates. Also for the high schoolers, we do have a kindness certified certificates for all ages that can get customized with the student's name on there. We encourage proclamations. This is the mayor of one of the towns, and the mayors can really get involved with all the elected officials and your community members to also show that they value kindness. In the toolkit, lots of ideas of how to get the community involved. Positive post-its on lockers. This has been a really fun idea for the schools who do have lockers still. Just doing positive messages. And then in the bathrooms, like how delightful is that to go into the bathroom and have positive messages scattered on the walls in there. So other fun ways to really spread the kindness. There are different kindness grams that students will do in high school, and giving treats out to the teachers and giving treats out to the other classmates. So just there's so many ways that high schoolers can get involved in keeping that kindness flowing. School to school kindness is a really great thing. So we have in our, some communities are set up that they'll have schools close together, the high school next to the elementary school or to the middle school. And there's been some great stories of schools walking over to the other school to be part of the assembly or be part of reading to each other, just really coming together for the sake of kindness. A lot of high schools do a full social media kindness campaign, really focusing on positive social media. And then again, there's more giant school formations with a kindness theme. So many ways to come together. I know I'm flying through these examples, but I have to say the toolkit really spells them all out. When you sign up for the Great Kindness Challenge, you will get access to all of that. And so this is just giving you little teasers on some of the things that you can do. In the toolkit, we have 1 week sample plans. So this is more on the going big side. So I don't want anyone to get overwhelmed and think you have to do all of this. But this is an example of what you can do. So at the elementary, an example on Mondays is you would distribute the checklists. You would have a kickoff assembly, and you can launch a Kind Coin service project. And Kind Coins is one of our global service projects that we do every year. On Tuesday, you can have a morning kindness quote that's read over if you have a loudspeaker, a student can read that. You can start setting up recess kindness stations, so they would have the tools and supplies to complete the acts of kindness. And a spirit day, dream of kindness, wearing PJs. On Wednesday, starting with the kindness quote again. Doing that's a really easy way just to keep the focus on kindness, just reading a great quote over the loudspeaker. And again, all of these things are in the toolkit that you can have. Continuing the recess kindness stations, and then another spirit day, team up for kindness, wearing sports attire. With the spirit days, that's a really great way to get kids involved at the beginning. If you're new to the Great Kindness Challenge, it's a really fun way that they can have a voice in what is happening during that week, and it's a very manageable way to get it started with their involvement in the planning. On Thursday, another kindness quote, continue the recess stations, and then another spirit day, the peace, love, and kindness spirit day. And then on Friday, you can do a celebration assembly. You wrap up the Kind Coins project if you're participating in that, and then another Spirit Day. Often schools will just wear their school colors and do some kind of play on the words for the kindness that have to do with their school colors. It looks very similar for the 1 week plan for the middle or high schoolers, distributing the checklists on Monday, having a kickoff segment on their school TV if you have a school TV station, and then you can also launch a Kind Coins campaign, morning kindness quote of your intercom system, lunchtime kindness stations on Tuesday, Spirit Days throughout. It looks quite similar for elementary and high school. It can look quite similar, but you really have the freedom to create this however you want. The key, we'll keep going back to it. The key is the checklist, giving the students the checklist so they can be the ones who are practicing the kindness day after day after day. There. So another thing that every year we do something extra fun to really unify all of the schools. Once we started growing, to thousands of students, to tens of thousands of students, to hundreds of thousands of students, to millions of students, we thought, wow, we can really harness all of this energy that's out there and show the power of coming together. And so during the pandemic, we got this idea to do a Kindness Unites paper chain, which is actually, we are creating the world's largest recycled paper chain. I wish I could show you our garage right now, but it's just, oh, there's a picture of the garage. This is what's hanging in my garage right now. These are thousands and thousands, we call them love links, of students who put on a message of love and hope for the world on every single love link, and we're connecting them together. Local schools, we're in San Diego area, so local schools are bringing the paper chains connected to us. But other schools outside of the area can make their own flat love links, and they're mailing them to us. And we're going to be creating the world's longest recycled paper chain. We're actually going to be doing it on World Kindness Day, which is November 13th. It's going to be a big event at one of our local schools, and we're going to be putting it together in a heart formation. We're hoping to set a Guinness World Record. That they're saying that we have to have 100 miles to set the Guinness World Record, but actually the reality is this has never been done before. So however long our paper chain is, we will have the longest one in the whole world. So we're currently at about, I think, maybe like 20 miles of paper chain, which is amazing to think about. And we're just going to keep going until we see how very long we can do, and to show that kindness has the power to heal and to unite us all. So there's more information if you want to find out more about this. You can go to our website. If you even just Google Kindness Unites paper chain, that will show you how to make the links, and all that is a way that you can be part of this. So we invite you to do that. So, wrapping this all up, I want you to know that every school that participates in the Great Kindness Challenge becomes a kindness certified school. You will receive a kindness certified school seal, a certificate. There's window decals that you can get from us. And it's a way that you can really show the world that you value kindness and that you've been honored and recognized for that. So we'll have the certificates for students and for your school once you participate. And that is wrapping it up. I wonder if we have any questions for Michelle or myself.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jill and Michelle. It looks like we don't have any questions. So if anyone has anything they want to ask, drop that in the Q&A or chat right now. If not, we will make all of those resources that Jill mentioned available on our Cvent site, along with the information if you want to participate in the paper chain. We'll get all that information up on that site for you as well.
I don't know if I actually said how to sign up to get all the tools for that. So that what Krista will send will have a link that you can go to the website, and you just sign your school up, and you sign. It's a very quick form. The Great Kindness Challenge is a free resource. We do have, for the virtual lessons, the 50 kindness lessons, there's an option to give us a donation for that, just to keep the nonprofit going. But you're also able to get it at no cost as well. So just there's no surprises when you go to get those, if you want to get the 50 lessons, the more in-depth lessons there.
And then we did get a two things kind of came in. So Fran raised her hand. So Fran, you can unmute and ask your question. And then Stephanie asked, what address should we send the paper links to?
So the paper links are going to come to our Kids for Peace headquarters, which is my house. It's 1302 Pine Avenue in Carlsbad. So that address is on the website, but I can say it again if you want to write it down. It's 1302 Pine Avenue, Carlsbad, California, 92008.
Great.
Fran, did you want to ask a question, Fran?
To get a hold of like the certificates, what would be the easiest way to get those? Just go online and download them?
Yes, so the certificates, the student certificates are in the toolkit.
Okay.
You get access there. And then after the Great Kindness Challenge is over, we send out the school certificates and the seals. So that gets emailed out to you. But when you sign up for the toolkit for the Great Kindness Challenge, you'll have access to the portal basically, and you'll be able to see all the different resources there. But the certificate and the seal comes after the Great Kindness Challenge is over for those who did participate. Great.
All right, and if we don't have any more questions, we can go ahead and wrap it up. All right, thank you again to Jill and Michelle, and don't forget to join us next week, same time, same place for our third webinar in the series. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.